I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. This is Kings and Dreams back with another interview. Got a special guest in the building. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. As you all saw my interview earlier this week, had an interview with one of my good friends from Brazil, Hanada. And now I'm going to have another interview with someone from Brazil as well, and we are going to get a bit more in depth about Brazil. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest today, Miss Rosa, and her channel is About Brazil. Rosa, how are you doing today?
I'm very fine, and you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for your invite for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I do ask that you all be patient because I think there is about a 3 to 5 second delay with Rosa and myself. So if I ask questions and it seems like there's a bit of delay in her response, I just ask you all just to remain patient.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was for my audience, not you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But yes, thank you so much for joining me today. Definitely appreciate it. And so one of the first questions that I wanted to ask you, Rosa, is now you do have a channel about Brazil. So can you just explain to people about yourself and then also what your YouTube channel is about?
Okay. So, hello, everybody, and thank you for inviting me for this interview and explain a little bit about my channel and about myself, my work. So, first of all, I'm a teacher, okay, Portuguese teacher, and I teach Portuguese for 4 years since 2014 when I start to thinking about start a channel and explain about my country, the other side that many foreigners are not access. And I was teaching. I started to teach Portuguese because of my ex-boyfriend who was Afro American. And then before I started to teach Portuguese, I was a teacher since 18 years old because I graduated in education, but I just teach for children and adult people in Brazil. And my ex-boyfriend suggested me to teach English and teach about many things of my country. And I started my channel to explain the other side of Brazil, explain my culture and the human being, people, food, and many things that you have a curiosity to know. So I always try to explain. So then I am here since 2014. And this is my pleasure to talk about my country because many foreigners don't know our reality here. So then I'm here.
All right. And so before we get to your reality, what made you decide to become a teacher? Because you said you started at 18 years old. So what was your thought process into picking being a teacher, your career path?
Because my parents was the dream of my parents to me be a teacher, and they suggested me to study and follow this career. And I didn't want it to follow this career, so I prefer to work with computers. So I like programmer. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
prefer computers, and also I work in company from Canada in home office. I work in home office also because I like to work with computers. And I just follow the desire of my parents, and I study a lot and start to teach just for children. And then I stopped to teach for children at school and start to teach by my own. So I'm doing this until now, and I learned to love my profession because I realized that my parents saw something on me that I was able to teach people, not just something at school, but many other things. Because when I start to have a friendship with somebody else, they ask me many things about life. So, and sometimes I don't understand because they do it. Maybe see something on me that I can teach, and I just teach and give them some good advices, and then they make their choices, and they listen me my advices, and they do their choices, and then they come to me again and say, thank you, Rosa, because your advice was awesome. So that's it. I just did this career. I just studied for be a teacher because it was a desire of my parents, and I learned to love it.
Mm. Understood. Understood. Now you said that you met your ex-boyfriend Afro American. Now, did you meet him in Brazil or were you in the States at this particular time?
No, I met him online. I did
Oh,
a
okay.
I did a profile and website for relationship, and I met him online. So I was it was funny because when I was there, I was almost leaving the website because no one wants to date me,
Oh,
and I
wow.
was difficult to find someone. So I didn't receive any messages or something like that. And I will leave this. So I gave up one. So in the last day when I was trying to delete my profile, I received a message, and when I opened, was my ex-boyfriend said, "Okay, I like your profile, so I want to talk to you more." And I didn't speak English to talk to him.
Really?
Really. I
Okay.
saw I saw the message in English, and I was like, I just understood some words because in Brazil we study English at school. We
Okay.
have we have English as a subject,
Ah, okay.
and yeah, and I knew something in basic English. I knew something, and I was, oh wow, American man calling talk to me. But
Yeah.
okay, let's see, let's see
Right.
what's happened.
Yeah.
And I start to talk to him, and we exchange the links of Skype,
Okay.
and I when I opened his profile, I saw he was a black man, and I was surprised because in Brazil I just had one boyfriend, black man in my life,
Okay.
a Brazilian man, And I was like, okay, he's black man. That's cool, nice.
Yeah.
And we start to talk on Skype, and then we talked for long months. And I started to learn English to talk to him because he was planning to come to Brazil to see me. And I learned a lot of him. Every day I was practicing English with him. It was hard, but I learned and speaking. I spoke in 3 months. Talk to him, and then he came to Brazil and was we had a lot of fun together.
Okay. Gotcha. So, how long did it take for you to learn English? And also, when he was communicating with you online, did he know Portuguese at all, or was he using like an app or something like that in order to communicate with you?
No, he didn't. He didn't know any Portuguese,
Ah, okay.
and I spoke English in 3 months, and he helped me a lot, and I'm so thankful because of that.
Yeah.
We're still friends, but we
Okay.
are not together anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely sorry to hear that. But how long did it take for you to learn English? And did he learn Portuguese? Or did you teach him
No,
Portuguese? Oh no.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. So how long?
I
How
I
long did?
learned it. I learned in 3 months. Three
Wow.
months.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 months.
Wow. Okay. So um so now you being a teacher, typically how long does it take for your students to know Portuguese?
It depends only of your dedication.
Right.
If you want, or if you have a time and focuses on your studies, you can also learn in 3 months. But
Really?
if you were studying, yes, if you were studying more or less, or not putting in focuses enough, you will delay to learn. Basically, for you learn a new language, you can learn in 6 months. If you put a lot of focuses on your studies, you are able to learn in 6 months. But some people are able to learn before 6 months. That's my case because I study a lot. I had 10 different apps on my cell phone, and I also was studying online and practicing with my ex boyfriend. So I was like sick to learn
Dedicated,
English.
dedicated, determined,
Yeah,
determined, determined. I got
yeah,
you. I got
determined.
you. All
Yes,
right.
yes,
I got you. I got you. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is you were obsessed with learning the language. Like that was, that was your main focus because you said you had about 10 apps in English. Then also you had the real-time communication with your ex-boyfriend. So okay, got it, got it, got it. Yeah, so you said
yes.
that ideally someone can learn it in 3 months, but more realistically, I would like about a half a year, so 6 months, right? So 3 to 6 months.
Yes, true.
Okay,
3 or 6 months.
okay,
Because my method to teach Portuguese is like that. You
yeah,
need to speak first, then study grammar. If you put your focuses too much in grammar, you will delay to speak. You need to speak first.
I see.
Don't don't think too much about grammar, because Portuguese grammar is very difficult, even to Brazilians. Many Brazilians don't even know grammar Portuguese.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's difficult.
That's
So
good to know.
I have a student that is studying with me, and he is making sentence already in Portuguese by his own without translation, any translation. And he is studying with me less than a month.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how many sessions like a week should someone take, like if they wanted to learn Portuguese within 6 months?
I used to give an advice for the study 3 times a day for 2 hours, but they study with me just 1 hour. But 2 hours studying a day, you are able to learn another language in 6 months.
Absolutely. Okay. So 2 hours a day, you can learn the language in 6 months. Now, should they be studying with you 2 hours a day, or should they be studying with you and also using like apps like how you did with English?
I suggest them study with apps also. They
Okay.
call me to teach, but I suggest them use apps after my classes. I also have my own podcasts and my own materials that I use because my classes are personalized. So I don't have the only method, the same method to everybody. I used to study the profile of my students to make the classes because I have students that work a lot, they don't have time.
Right.
So I need to plan a specific class to this type of students. And I have a student that is young and he has time to study. So it's easy.
Right.
And then that's what I do. I don't have the only material to give everybody the same thing. No, I study the profile, I study your time, your schedule, and what type of work you do, because sometimes you are tired and you have a difficult to study and increase your your
Right.
knowledge.
Okay. So I think I understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is, depending on the person, their work schedule, or if they're in college or what have you, you curtail your lessons um, into like what they're able to kind of handle. So if you have someone that works, let's say like 10 to 12 hours a day, you're gonna have a different lesson plan as opposed to someone that may just work only 4 hours a day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. All right. So before I move further, I just want to give a shout out to my moderators here. So Charles Jones posted the link. Make sure that you subscribe to our guest channel about Brazil, and Portuguese is actually Rosa. In English, we say Rosa. So what I do know is that in Portuguese, the R's are pronounced like H's. So I'm learning a little bit. So this is my first lesson, but definitely some great information about Brazil and Brazilian women. And most importantly, the Brazilian culture. That's the link to her channel about Brazil. Definitely make sure that you do check out her channel. Also, let me just go through some comments before I do move further with some more questions. In the meantime, share this video and like this video, and make sure that you are subscribing to both of our channels. Shout out to Garden Scientist. He says, welcome Kings and Dreams. show, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Charles Jones, he says, let's see what's really good. Absolutely. My man Tobias, the traveler, we're in here. Tobias, do you know Portuguese? I'm not sure if you do. Prince O is in the building. Thank you. Says nice intro. Appreciate that. Prince O is definitely a fellow traveler. He's been out to Brazil a bunch of times. Yep, get the like button here. Let's see. How's it going? Chocolate Brown brother, que pasa mi hermano in Dominican Republic. So that is Espanol. Stefano, my man. Happy Sunday to you, brother. Killer Swag 216 is in the building. Appreciate you, man. Salute. My man M3, Knowledge and Relationships. Definitely make sure that you guys check out his channel as well. Also check out Tobias the Traveler's channel. Loyalty, salute to King's Dreams. Hosa in the chat. Absolutely. Razor Rays is in the building. Shout out to my man Double R. Appreciate you. Razor Rays is the one who actually made the thumbnail, so appreciate you on this one, man. Let's see. We already have that one. King Tao. Mosa Lingua is a great app to use. Let me know if I pronounced that right. Mosa Lingua. Let me know if I pronounced that right. Hanging with Jaime, my man is in the building. What up, K and D? I started using Primsler when it came on CDs. Okay, all right. So that's a little back in the day. Gotcha, man. R's are like H's. X make like a sha sound. E makes an L. Hold on. Oh no, sorry. I makes an E. Sorry about that. And L makes a U. Example: Brazil say Brasil. Brasil. Okay, got it. Understood, man. Thank you. I'm still at B level. My goal is to get to a C level so I can start studying for what does that say? I don't know what that says there.
Celpebras.
Celpebras. Okay, got it. Thank you. Mr. O.
Welcome.
Mr. O, thank you for tapping in, showing support. I appreciate you. Man, where's Men's Lux magazine? Definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we'll get back to the to the dating and relationship thing, but I did have a couple of questions to ask you. And I wanted to know, like, there's more and more men and women really from the West that are starting to travel abroad, and one of the common misconceptions is that Brazil is a third world country, but Brazil is actually a second world country. And I believe within the next 15 to 20 years, it's a possibility, strong possibility, Brazil is going to be a first world country. With that being said, Hosa, my question to you is, what are some of the best places for people to relocate to in your country?
Well, it depends of your plan. So, do you want to live close to tourist places, close the beach, close the capital, big cities? So it depends of your plan. Depend the quality your life do you want to know. So I recommend you, if you are accustomed to live in your country in safe places, so I recommend you to live in, if you like nightlife, I recommend São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro because we have many time for nightlife. But if you like more, if you're more about day life, So you can go to João Pessoa, Fortaleza, okay, Bahia, Salvador. This is a places for more light night. Oh, sorry, day life. Okay, day life. You enjoy more
Okay.
about cost of living. Okay.
So I'm sorry. Just so I understand and my audience is understanding. So when you say day life, you mean like people who do activities like during the day, but they don't really want to go out to the nightclubs at night, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
got it, got it.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Sorry, keep going.
So, in about cost of living also depends of your plans. Cost of living, for example, in São Paulo is the very expensive state in Brazil. São Paulo is expensive. Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, okay, Brasilia, where the president lives, is very expensive. Is the most city more expensive in Brazil is Brasilia. And there don't have beaches around because Brasilia is the location is in the center of Brazil. So São Paulo is a big city like New York. Everybody say São Paulo is like New York. So you can plan and live there if you want because there is a modern city and very big. And the nightlife is awesome. So I love São Paulo. I live in Rio. I'm from Rio, but I love São Paulo. And in São Paulo also have beaches if you don't know, but it's far. It's far from the big city. But beaches in São Paulo are amazing also, like in Rio. And Rio de Janeiro here is the city more for tourism, okay? But it's more a little bit more cheaper than São Paulo, but it depends of the location you are at. If you are closer to tourist places, everything will be more expensive, especially when you are from another country. I don't know if you know, but the prices here in Brazil, the cost of living, and many things, they do calculations based on you because you're a foreigner. So prices here to us Brazilians are more cheaper than for you foreigners. Did you know that? So cost of living in many cities here will be more cheaper to us than for you because you're a foreigner. Just because the fact you are a foreigner. So you need to do a research and see and plan what type of life do you want to have in Brazil? What type of city, place? Do you want to live close to the beach or far from the beach a little bit so you can go there by car or by bus, train, subway? So, for example, I live far from the beach. I live 1 hour and a half, more or less, of distance from the beach. But I was born here. I am accustomed to live in distance, long distance like that, and take a bus, take a train, take a subway, and I go there and enjoy with my family. Sometimes I take Uber, but I don't care too much about Uber, and we Brazilians don't care too much about Uber. We just take an Uber when we drink a lot and we get drunk and
Yep.
Uber for back to our home. So, but in many cases, we are walking by train, by bus, by subway, and we go out together. Everybody together. We laugh, we drink, and
Hmm.
jokes. So but for you, you are in your country and everything we do, I know because my friends and students talk to me. You need a car to go everywhere. So here you will not have a car, but you have access to transportation. And you can go by transportation if you want. But if you don't like, you have Uber. So you can live a little bit far from the tourist places and pay cheaper rent. You have a cost of living more cheaper, and you can rent big apartment or big house and pay less. But you also need to do research if this place is safe. Like if you live close to the communities. So favelas in Brazil, we Brazilians, we don't call favelas. Favelas, foreigners call favelas, but we don't say favelas, we call community.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yes, community. Because people from favela don't like when we say they live in favela. They like when we say live in community,
Okay.
because it seems you are respecting them, respecting their area, respecting the place where they live. So, but some places are unsafe for you to live and you need to do a research. Okay. So, and it depends. You
Okay.
need to make a plan.
Right. So, I just kind of want to backtrack on a couple of things. You said that like the subway, and then also you said the bus. So I'm from New York City, and that's normally how we would get around with transportation, um, because with cars there's so much traffic and congestion because there's so many cars on the highway or on the street that you can get to your destination quicker by taking a bus or taking the train. So I know people from New York City are used to that. People who aren't from New York City, they would say that they would need a car. But I know a lot of people who live in New York City now who don't have a car because everything that they need to get to, they can get to by either a bus or a train. Then my next thing I wanted to talk to you about was, so my question is, and there's some questions in the chat, and I'll get to that in a minute. But my question to you is that with the term favelas, do Brazilians who live in community, do they find that term favela offensive?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They will not say to you because you are foreigner, but they don't
Okay.
like. They
Okay.
they prefer call community.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know because a lot of people put out, and maybe a lot of foreigners don't know this, so, or because it's never been said to them, but it is good for them to know because a lot of content creators will put out and they'll say, "Oh, I was in the favelas," not realizing that the people who live in that community are offended by that term. So this is good. This is good information for people to know because I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. I didn't even know that because I've mentioned when I was speaking to Hanada, I said the term favelas. Had I had known this, I would not have mentioned that.
Yeah. But it's not offensive like they will fight with you, nothing like
Yeah,
that. It's not
yeah,
it's not like that. But they will feel uncomfortable. Okay?
understood. I mean, I get it because I have a lot of family in Jamaica, and we have different different areas or community, if you will, that is very similar to favelas. And for me, when you're in someone else's country, you want to be as respectful as possible, even though they may not necessarily start an argument with you about it, but you always want to make sure that you are respectful to the people and respectful to the culture. So I think with you saying this, and people who are watching this that are content creators will now know, when they do go to Brazil and they speak about Brazil, when they talk about community, they're not going to say the term favela. They're going to say community now.
Yeah, because many people who lives in communities,
Mhm.
favelas, they have
Mhm.
a proud to live there.
Right.
They have a very proud to live there. Some of them work it a lot to buy a house there and live
Right.
there with their family.
Right.
Yes, because in living in community, you you have some. Let me explain to you. You
Hmm.
have some advantage to live there. Everything is more cheaper. People are very friendly. You build a friendship at the community. So, and some people who lives there, then they even have money, but they prefer live there because of the way the community treats them.
I see.
So you guys, you don't know about the classism in Brazil. The classism in Brazil is very strong. Is more strong than racism.
Okay.
I never I don't know if I mentioned one time about this topic on my channel, but I have a lot to say and sometimes I forget to say about it. Classism is more strong in Brazil. So some people who has money prefer live in community because the way the people treat each other is
Yep.
more unit.
Right.
So when you get out of favela or if you have opportunity to live in another place, so the people will treat you different. And people who lives in favela they feel uncomfortable about it. So then they abandon this life and go back to live inside of favela because living in favela is more funny, is more is more is more comfortable to them because friendship and the way people treat each other is different. So
Yeah, I can understand that. I know. So, like, we have we so our term for community would be like the projects, right? And there are some people that prefer to stay in certain projects because of the people there, the community, and being around their family and things of that sort. Now, there are some people that prefer not to be there, but I understand why some people would prefer to be there. So I understand that. I Before we move on, because I did want to talk about classism, but I wanted to get to did want to get to super chat. Shout out to my man Milano, the travel vlogger, for the $2 sorry, for the $2 super chat. Says good live and very informative. Also, I did get a cash app. If is this Drell? If this is Drell, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss. Thank you so much for watching. But let me know if that's you, Drell, who actually gave me the cash app, because I appreciate it. But definitely shout out to you for that. Wanted to get to some more of these comments. I did see a question in here for you. Um, Wait a minute. Shout out to my man, the intellectual soapbox. Appreciate you. Um, Shout out to About Brazil, Hosa, Arura. Is that how you say it? Arura? Did I say that right?
Arruda.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I keep rolling the R's. It's the Espanol. It's the Spanish.
As
Ajuda.
yeah, the
Hosa
sound, yeah,
Ajuda.
the sound
Hosa
of
Ajuda.
Arruda, yeah. The
Yes.
sound of
Okay.
two
Yeah.
comes from here.
Yeah.
Arruda. So if you
Ajuda.
have one R, Arruda, Arruda. One R between vowels, the
Okay.
sound is different.
Okay.
Arruda.
Gotcha. All right.
But two
So
R's like carro, carro.
okay, let me try this.
Yeah.
Let me try this. Let me try this. Hosa Ajura.
Arruda.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you
Hosa
yeah,
Ajuda.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. If you was gonna say no, I was gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna send you all the cash apps and just pay for my lesson. My man, Gil versus AKA MMA fan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, hold on. Oh, I got another cash app that just came in. All right, and excuse me. Oh, my man Charles Jones. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Um, okay. So did you know that Voelis is pronounced vowels? I don't know if I said that
Vowel,
correctly. I,
vowels,
I think I might have said that incorrectly. Um,
vowels, vowels, vogais. It's Vogais, vogais.
okay. Let's see here. So Charles Jones asks, between you're gonna have to read that.
Okay. Curitiba, repeat. Curitiba,
Curitiba,
Florianópolis,
Florianopolis,
and Porto Alegre.
Porto Alegre. Which city do you recommend?
Very good. Let me see. Oh, oh, let me see. Florianópolis have a beach. Curitiba is a big city with a lot of commerce. And Porto Alegre also have a beach, but Porto Alegre is very cold on winter. Very, very cold. This is the most cold city in Brazil on winter is Porto Alegre. Florianópolis and Curitiba also are cold on winter. And
Mm,
it depends. Do you want to live in cold weather on winter? Because some foreigners prefer live in places where have a more summertime. Then
right.
over there in Curitiba, Florianópolis, and Porto Alegre, over there have a summertime. But when winter comes, oh my God, it's like in New York City or or something like
Really?
that. Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
Okay.
The south, the south of Brazil on the winter is very, very cold. It reminds the United States. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes we have snow in Porto Alegre. Sometimes.
Okay, yeah. So he's asking about the summertime, not the winter.
Okay. The summertime, well, you can go to live in Florianopolis. Florianopolis is a big city and have a beach, very clean. Yes. And
Okay.
for who wants to live in close to commerce or city like São Paulo, for example, we have Curitiba. Curitiba is good.
What's that?
Curitiba, the first one. This cities is in south, region south of Brazil.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you so you recommend a Curitiba for the summertime?
Florianopolis for the summertime.
Ah, okay, Florianopolis for the summertime. Okay, got it. Okay. Is there a
Yeah.
particular reason as to why?
Because there have a beaches.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. That's good to know. All right.
Mhm.
Charles Jones again says I went to Sao Paulo for my birthday. Went to a bar where they played pagode music, a pagode,
Pagode.
pagode music. Highly recommend this genre. It's stylish, cousin to samba, a subgenre, if you will. Okay, got it. Highly recommend Sampa, Sao Paulo. It's like New York City meets Minneapolis in terms of the people.
Yes, right.
Okay, understood. Um, Intellectual Soapbox says like and subscribe to his channel. Hit that notification bell. Milano, the travel vlogger says, "Oh man, salute, salute." My man, Mr. Bobby Wright, is in the building. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Endoro Eblem, the original black man, travels there to see his historic past, his lineage. He goes for peace and culture, not what Euros, people of no color who travel to exploit our great beauty, talents, melanin. All right. Great sophisticated content, like always. Shout out to my man Black Man Travels. You know it, man. You know it. You know it. So glad the guest is culturally conscious. What does she think that can change her culture for the better? The route that Europeans steered has not been positive overall for Brazilians. What are your thoughts on that?
The European has not been positive. Why you are not being positive about Brazil? So why? Can you explain this better?
All right. Enduro, she's asking you to explain this better. Shout out to my man Hayden 2K. Definitely appreciate you. Hey man, my bad about that block. That block wasn't for you the other night. If you're still watching, but yes, I will be on the Andrew show tonight. We'll be on there 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Let's see here. Enduro says, I heard in Brazil history they tried to orchestrate a genocide or two there and was extremely facet in the late 1980s, brutal and cruel. He's talking about the Europeans. I don't know that. I don't know that story. And if you don't want to speak to it, you don't have to answer that one.
Brutal and cruel. Wow, you were talking about the 80s Well, this is the past, okay? We now you are talking about present.
Mm-hmm.
So make no sense to me. Make no sense this topic to talk about the past.
Right.
Fascist. So we have democracy right now. So the elections we put out the bad president who made a lot of mess in Brazil, in our country. So
Right.
we solved this problem already. So now we are cleaning the mess. I have no issue for you being concerned about Brazil or what is happening here, because let me explain to you something. Foreigners even don't have a problem in my country. Who has a problem in my country is us Brazilians. The problems is the most problems that we have here is about us and not about foreigners. Foreigners always be in safe, live in safe in Brazil because our government always think about to protect foreigners. And we Brazilians, we don't have too much protection like that. So I don't know why have so much concern to come to my country and thinking about living here in safe, because Brazil always thinking about foreigners, always do many things to protect foreigners and don't protect us Brazilians. So that's why I fight and I say everything, the reality, what's happened here. You are concerned too much. You come to the country, to my country, you will see the police on the streets protecting you, always trying protecting you. But you don't see this when you comes out to the tourist place. You don't see the police on the street to protect us Brazilians. So don't think too much about it. Fascism, we don't have fascism in Brazil. Okay, so we just put out the bad president that did a mess in our country. We put out him, and now the new president is cleaning the mess. And we are fight for keep our democracy in our country, because Brazilians don't like war. We don't like fight. We don't like war all the time. Our ideology is love, always love each other and respect each other. Okay, did I answer your question?
I think you did. I think you did. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Um, yeah, absolutely. And so Charles says, I've never heard of that like at all in the 80s. They overcame a brutal regime. Where did he get that info from? Yeah, I mean she already responded. So yes, definitely make sure that you guys, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you all get the likes up. Always felt safe in Brazil. Been going since 2017. Yeah, exactly what she was, exactly what Hosa was saying. You know, the law enforcement make sure that the foreigners are protected. But I think everybody should be protected, not just the foreigners. But I mean, you know,
Yes.
that's a more in depth conversation probably for another stream. But I want to get to the classism, because you mentioned that, and you said that um you have not talked about it on your channel much, or you may have mentioned it, but I kind of wanted to get into that. So speak to classism, if you will.
So the classes in Brazil is like that. I will try to reduce. So I have some subscribers that are concerned if Brazil have the big racism, or if they will suffer racism on the streets or in places or something like that. Okay, we Brazilians, we suffer racism. No, you foreigner. Okay, so it sounds strange, but it's not strange. So I will explain why. Just act you are foreign, Then you realize if you were black and different. So
Wait a minute.
they
Wait a minute.
think, okay, this
Hosa,
foreigner has money.
Hosa, hold on. You were kind of
Oi,
you were kind of breaking up a little bit.
oi.
Start over. Start over a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Are you listening me?
Yes, yes. Sorry. You
Hello?
yeah, it was breaking up a little bit, but all right, you're clear now. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was explaining just the fact, because of the fact you are foreigner, they will treat you different than us. Because racism in Brazil is more to us Brazilians than to foreigners. Okay? So, for example, why? Because they think, okay, this foreigner have money. These people come to my country, they have money, so I need to treat them well. No matter your color, your race, no matter. But if I am Brazilian and I am black, treatment because I was born here, and they think, okay, because she is black, maybe she is poor, maybe she don't have money to buy something here or stay here at this restaurant or at this hotel or go to the nightclub and something like that. Okay, she is from here and she is black, or the man is black, they are from here. So automatically they think, okay, they live in favela, they live at community, they are poor, they don't have money. But if you're foreigner, if you open your mouth and speak in English, oh wow, it's different, very different. So you have no concern to think, okay, I'm going to Brazil, the Brazil is racist, so I will suffer there. No, 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 no. You will not suffer here. We suffer here. We Brazilians, not you. You see the difference?
Okay. So I have a question, right? All right. So if if American black man marries a black Brazilian woman, now will that black Brazilian woman will she still get like will the racism still affect her as an individual even though she's married to an American black American man?
Oh, no. Mm-mm. They will respect her more.
Okay.
It's different.
Okay.
So, United States. So when you say you are from United States or Europe, they will treat you different. Even if you were married with a Brazilian woman, Brazilian woman will be more respect when she say, "Okay, my husband is from America or is from Europe." They will respect her because it means to say she has money.
I see. So
You
it's a
see?
so it's a status. So yeah, so yeah, the classism. Got it. All right.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I see some black men here with money, they prefer to get married with a white woman because he will have access in middle class and high class. Unfortunately, it's happened in Brazil. And some Black women also do the same thing. When they have money, they prefer to get married with a white man. It's
Black
happened.
American, Black American woman.
Black Brazilian woman.
Black Brazilian woman. Okay, got it.
Yes.
And so the
Yes.
Black Brazilian woman prefer to get married to a white American man or a white Brazilian man.
When they have money, because being married with somebody else white means status, high status.
Mm-hmm.
They think they will be more respectful and high status. It's very difficult here to see somebody Black with money who is married with the same person in the same race. It's not easy to find. You see some people who belongs to the poor class. The poor class, you see more people Black together. Because on these modern days, they are having more conscious about being together.
Right.
In middle class and high class, you don't see that too much. Okay?
Right. So so just going back to my question. So the Black Brazilian woman, when she's marrying the white man, is it a white man from the America or it could be a white man, a white Brazilian man?
Any.
Okay.
In
Understood.
Brazil, European or American, any. If they have access to these guys who belongs to middle class or high middle class, they want to get married with them no matter the race, the color, because it seems high status. So the status and classism in Brazil is more important.
I see. So, do you believe that people are getting married in Brazil nowadays, instead of whether it be strictly love? Is it more just the class?
Well, I have a contact more with poor classes in Brazil. And what I see here, they are women and men, they are trying to find a partner. They are trying to find real love and build something together. So about middle class, high class, I don't know because I don't go to places where those people used to go. So I don't have access in middle class. Middle class sometimes. Sometimes I go to the expensive restaurants or nightclubs sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to stay more between people poor, people from community. So, and people from community, you will see many Black people together, couples, and diversity, a mixture sometimes, Black with white, white with Black, or brown, or brunette, or Caucasian. You see everybody together in
Mm-hmm.
poor class. and Black people together, everybody. And what they are looking for is a partner, someone who will care about them and stay with them and protect women here, the poor class. Women want a man who is able to protect them, protecting many situations, financially, healthy, and many things. That's
Mhm.
why women for poor class, they are trying to find many of them. Of course, any person have their own standards, but in general, what I see and what I hear women saying here, they are trying to find a man who protects them. And the men, Brazilian men, are trying to find a woman who will respect them. They just want to be respected.
Understood. Understood. All right, so let me just read some of these comments here. Shout out to Black Man's Travels. He says, as a black person, you are prejudged before you open your mouth. You get treated differently. So after basically just kind of reiterating what you had said, once you hear uh, the American accent or someone speaking English, you get treated differently.
Get treated differently. Yeah.
Yeah. He says, awesome discussion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. My man Iridium Kush, thanks for stopping by my stream last night, dropping a like. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Iridium Kush. Hey, man, hit me up. Definitely want to do something on your channel, brother. Let me know. Let's see here. Charles Jones says, what if a black American man marries a white Brazilian woman? Does her status decrease? It's actually a great question.
Yes, it's the same. You guys, I think you guys will be lucky also if you get married with a white woman in Brazil, because white woman in Brazil, Brazilian woman, they like black men. They like. And I see here black men marry with white woman and some white woman marry with black men. In Brazil, we have this. So it's
Right.
not a problem. It's not a problem in Brazil.
No, the question was that like the status, does her status decrease? That's what he was asking. So her status increases.
No,
So
no,
so it stays the same?
yes,
Okay. Okay. Got it. Understood.
yes, because he's American.
Okay.
Understand?
Yep.
Just because the fact he is American, this is a status. Understand? The status is not about race.
Right.
If a black American, he is black American, he is not black Brazilian. It's different. You see, if you're a black American and get married with a white Brazilian woman, her status don't decrease. It increase. It's against. Okay? It's the other side. But if this guy is black Brazilian, it's different because it seems his status, her status will be like that, down, just because a man is black Brazilian, because black Brazilian men here suffer racism. It's not about you because you are foreigner. You don't born in Brazil. It's different. So status, classism talks more because people understand the racism is just because this guy is black, it seems he lives in favela. No, maybe he doesn't live in favela. Maybe he is not poor. But the classism put like that, the racism and classism work together in Brazil. Classism and racism. So they see the color. If you were Brazilian, they see the color. Oh, he's dark skin, black man. Oh, maybe he is poor or living in favela, or maybe not. You don't know. But if you go to expensive restaurant and you are black, if you go to expensive restaurant, you go buy a nice car, big car, okay, and you go there, and you, for example, are a soccer player, they will treat you like a king just because the fact you're a soccer player, you have money, a lot of money, no matter your color, they will treat you like a king. But if you go to the restaurant by bus, they will say, okay, do you have money to come here?
Oh, I see.
You see?
Yeah, I mean, it's well, it's very interesting because it's almost the same way in the United States where like if we're seeing like if we're seeing driving a nice car, or if we go into a restaurant, right? They'll like sometimes like they'll give us that look to, you know, or assumption that we don't have the money unless we're like a popular artist or, you know, entertainer or something like that. We do get that. We do get that in the United States. So it's interesting that you say that.
Yes, it's not different here.
Right.
So
Oh.
for example, I will give you personal example. I had a boyfriend. He was Black American, and
Mm-hmm.
he had money. He had money. Okay, so we visited here a lot of places and expensive places in Brazil. And he was dark skinned, and he never suffered any racism in any place just because the fact he was American and he
Mm-hmm.
had money. But if he was Brazilian, the situation could be different.
Right. Understood. Understood. Completely understand that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Shout out to my man, Domain. Let's Learn Spanish TV. He asks, what amount of money is considered middle class per month in Brazil? So what he's asking is, how much does a person need to make per month to be considered middle class in Brazil?
Above 5,000 reais a month.
Hold on. I'm going to do the conversion.
Mm-hmm.
So anything 5,000 and above?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, if you're making 1,000 or more US dollars a month, you're considered middle class and higher.
Yes.
Yeah, I just did the conversion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shout out to Mrs. She said, thank you so much. Peace and salute to Kings and Dreams. Miss Hosa, good Sunday to the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Oh man, two ladies back to back. Hey J Edwards in the building. Happy Sunday. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies, for pulling up. Let's see. Loyalty says, it's disgusting that people who are of color are judged and treated differently. We are all people, and this should not be happening at all, ever. I completely agree. I completely agree, Loyalty.
I
It's something.
agree. I also agree.
It's
Yes.
yeah. It's very unfortunate to hear that a lot of similar things that happen in Brazil happen in the United States as well. Really shouldn't be happening anywhere. You know. People swear white women in Brazil don't like black men. Shout out to you, Prime VA 787. Yeah, I already know that was a farce. Um, what is ZIT?
It depends of the class. It depends of the class. White women in Brazil who doesn't like black men. It depends. It depends. It's not generate. Don't generate. Oh my gosh.
Generalized.
Generalize.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. Don't generalize. Okay. You will see white women here who likes black men. Who you will see white woman here who loves black men. So it depends. Brazil is a mixture of people and classes,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
true.
never know.
All right, that's true. Very, very true. Let's see. Um, it's hard for North Americans to understand that because no matter how rich you are in North America and black, you still don't get preferential treatment. Yeah,
Yes, it's hard to understand because the
right,
culture where you comes from, they treat you like that, but in Brazil is different.
right.
You can feel that when you put your feet here in Brazil the first time. The
Mm-hmm.
difference, how people treat you different.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Understood. Um, I'm rich. Ain't the man, you funny, man. Uh, Shout out to my man Marcus, man. My man Marcus. Thank you for your service, brother. Thank you for your service. Shouting out everybody in the chat. Myself, Tobias, Mr. She Said, Intellectual Soapbox, Mr. O, my man M3, Killer Swag, Let's Learn Spanish TV, and then also the guest, Hosa, her channel about Brazil. So definitely make sure that you are all subscribed to her channel. Oh, okay, that was a typo. Now he's laughing. Okay, understood. Yeah. So we're about to approach the 90-minute mark, and so my last question to you, well, my last couple of questions to you rather is that um what what steps, if any, are being put in place to change the racism in Brazil? So it's a
Well,
two-part question actually. Before you respond, sorry. So a two-part question is, what steps are being taken in place to change the racism in Brazil, and then also, is there anything that can be adjusted or added?
well, the people here, we have groups in Brazil that trying with a movement, a big movement, black movement. They are trying to change the racism. It's not easy, but they are trying, and many things change. They are trying to put more black people on TV, journalism, novels, okay, radio, and they try to send messages. So we have a law here in Brazil that protect black people against prejudice, and they keep trying. So women, black women here in Brazil, they are trying to put conscience on black women about hair, to accept themselves the way they are. So when you come to Brazil, you will see a lot of black women that are leaving their hair more natural, don't use a lot of chemical or something like that, accept their own beauty, and that's it. The process is long, it's too long, so it's hard sometimes, but we always, every day we work on it. We
Right.
working against the racism in Brazil. Okay.
Yeah. No, I completely get that. And you know, you mentioned putting more people of color, more black people on TV. So there's a couple of shows that I watched from Brazil. Um, and I saw a lot of black people on that show. Two shows actually. One was called the Circle, and then another one was called Love Is Blind, actually. And it was predominantly black people, and one woman in particular, very very beautiful woman. She actually had her hair like out, and I thought like she looked extremely beautiful. I thought she was probably one of the most attractive women there. So
Yes.
yeah, I can only speak for myself, but I definitely love like when women wear their hair natural, especially women of color. Like I like it, I like it natural. So that's good, and it's good to see more people of color on TV. Um, I I didn't realize that it was. I always had a feeling it was an issue, but I didn't realize it was that big of an issue. Uh, and it's important to note because what a lot of people don't know about Brazil, like Brazil is what about what maybe almost 70% of South America. That's how big Brazil is, and in comparison to Brazil to the United States, I believe Brazil takes up the whole West Coast going into the Midwest. Like Brazil is a huge country. A lot of people don't know that. So people need to really pull their maps out and look. Brazil is huge.
Yes, we have more than 2,000 beaches in Brazil.
2,000 beaches in Brazil. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to write that down. More than 2,000 beaches in Brazil. Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot. I need to yeah, so I'm going to have to do some homework and Google how many beaches are in the United States. Oh, let's see here. Riviera Group, salute to you. That's a tough question to answer, Kings. It's like saying what's being done about the police brutality in Memphis. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question, Riviera Group, but it makes for conversation. Not saying that things are going to be done overnight. Kind of what Hosa said. Like she said, like it's she said it's a process, and which I agree with. But part of solving a problem is understanding that there is a problem. And from what I heard from Hosa is that they're making a conscious effort to put more black faces on TV, media, and things like that to show the diversity of Brazil. Won't clear up everything overnight, but at least it's a start. Don't be stagnant. You got to just make some type of movement, and that's something I assume that a lot of black Brazilians can appreciate. All right. So I'll leave you with this. So what are your final thoughts on this conversation and everything, and then also let people know where they can find you, your YouTube channel, and then also where they can find you for Portuguese lessons.
Okay, the final, I want to say to you, if you want to come to Brazil, get your passport and come here. Don't be afraid. Don't be too much concerned because the government in Brazil always work to protect foreigners more than us Brazilians. You understand? So don't be afraid. Are concerned because Brazil is a big country and our culture is amazing. You have a lot of things here to learn with us and enjoy your time. Okay, so relax and put out all your bad vibration. Put yourself in good vibration because this will attract to you good things and you will have an amazing. And you can find my YouTube channel. That name is About Brazil with Z, okay? And my name is Rosa Ruda. I am a Portuguese teacher. If you want to learn Portuguese, so you can go there to my YouTube channel. There, I used to leave my WhatsApp business contact. And if you don't want to learn Portuguese with me, this is your choice, no problem. You can learn with apps or other things. And that's it. I like to teach, and I have my YouTube channel just for talk about Brazil and teach you foreign about my country that I love too much, my culture, people, and many other things. And thank you so much for being here watching this live stream. And see you on next time.
Okay, you have one more question. Can you read that and then answer it?
Rosa, tenho uma dúvida para você. Qual o time, se você gosta de futebol, você apoia? He's asking me about soccer and what's my team that I like. So I don't watch too much the soccer, but I like Flamengo. Okay, I'm kind of Flamenguista. Okay, that's my football team that I prefer.
Flamenguista. Flamenguista.
Flamenguista, sim.
Flamenguista. Flamenguista.
Sim,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was great. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Listen, all. Definitely hope that you all learned something here. Very important to understand about different cultures, different ethnicities, and just really understanding, especially when you are traveling. Traveling. You definitely have fun, but it's also good to know the good and some of the bad, and sometimes things could be a bit ugly to hear, but we gotta understand that we need to learn the truth when we are traveling. So just want to shout out to my guest, Hosa. Definitely appreciate you coming through today. Make sure that you check out her channel About Brazil, and that's with a Z. Check out the link will be in the description. Also, if you are looking to learn Portuguese, you can definitely contact her. And I believe there's a link to her Instagram, and so you can check her out there. So definitely appreciate it. Also, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be back. We are going to have a conversation with Passport Sisters. So, this is going to be a very interesting conversation here to talk with the ladies who actually travel abroad and get some information on them. And so can't wait for that one, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate y'all. Stay purposely purposeful, and I am out.